Okay, this is Joe Leigh here for Seconds Out, joined by Ben Davison. It's good to speak to you once again. How are you, man?
All good, thanks, mate. You?
Yes, very good, of course, here. A couple of new signings, Pat McCormack, Mark Dickinson as well. Talk to us about this, how this came about, signing with Matchroom.
Eddie reached out, and one thing I've got to say is Pro Bellum have the fighter first approach that they come out with and into the game with, and I've got to say that they stuck by that because an opportunity come, and it was an opportunity that both boys couldn't turn down. And Pro Bellum and Eddie, you know, everybody was able to come to an agreement, and this was the end product. So everybody decided they think this is the best move with all things considered. So yeah, this is where we are.
What does this mean for their career and profiles now that they're signed to Matchroom?
Well, at the end of the day, the fighters have got to put the work in no matter where they are. But of course, you know, Matchroom put on some fantastic shows in the Northeast that are stuck in the mind of those guys, and they're the nights that they want to reproduce. So, you know, it's exciting times ahead, motivating for the pair of them. And like I say, it's important that they've got to put the work in to fulfil their potential.
When can we expect to see them both be fighting next?
Before the end of the year, for sure.
Good to hear, good to hear. How long have you been working with Pat and Mark now?
Mark, probably roughly coming up 2 years. Pat, probably coming up about a year.
As for Leigh Wood as well, how long have you been with him? I know he's here today.
How long? How long have I worked with Leigh? Since start of 2020, so coming up 2 years.
What's next?
3 years maybe.
What is next for him? Have any news at the moment?
No, hopefully if we get a chance today, we'll have a chat with Frank and Eddie and see what the situation is with the WBA, etc. So we'll assess it from there.
Looking forward to seeing Leigh. It's obviously been a while since we've seen him in one of the best fights of the year. Just want to obviously cover what happened with Josh Taylor. Is it official he's moved on now?
Yeah. I haven't got too much to say about that situation, just simply because of the fact that headlines get twisted, statements get twisted, you know, perceptions get made. The only thing I can say is I haven't got a bad word to say about Josh. You know, I still speak to Josh. I even spoke to Joe McNally, fantastic guys, and I wish them guys all of the best. And I'm sure they'll be successful. And like I say, it's important to me that no statements get made that get taken out of context or perspective. So I haven't really got any comments to make on that, other than we get on really well, and obviously I want to see him do his best and want the best for him.
Okay, cool. Moving on then, just want to talk to you briefly about Katie Taylor's fight this weekend. Do you believe she's the GOAT? Let's get straight into it. Over Claressa Shields, obviously she beat Marshall, but do you think Taylor or Marshall? Sorry, Taylor or Shields?
Probably going to upset people, but I think Claressa Shields is the best female boxer that's ever been.
Why?
For me, it's quite clear to see, I think, personally, in terms of her ability and her level of boxing. I think that she's head and shoulders above the rest, but that's just my opinion.
Okay, I want to talk to you about CONOR BENN. Obviously yesterday dropped his licence with British Boxing Board of Control. Just instant thoughts. Do you believe, obviously without knowing too much yourself, does this make him more guilty?
Well, this is where people get themselves in trouble, don't they? Because how can I make a decision or comments on something that I don't really know or understand? So I'd be making comments on something that I don't have the facts to, which, what does that mean for my opinion? It means nothing, because I don't even know the situation. So I haven't really got any comments to make. I haven't got an opinion on the situation. Unless or until all of the facts come out, then I might have an opinion.
Fair enough. Were you surprised when it first came out, though? It's looking like potentially it's contamination. This is what Eddie's saying at the moment.
I don't really know. It's hard to say. I mean, I get on really well with Tony. A lot of my gym spars with his gym, and etc. etc. We get on really well. So, you know, obviously I'd spoke to Tony, and Tony was, you know, quite firm on on his beliefs, and not that he went into any details or anything, but I know the type of guy that Tony is and the team are, so that instantly made me think, well, what, I don't know the situation, so I can't jump to conclusions. So I haven't got an opinion on the situation until all of the facts come out.
I'll only ask you one more then. Do you believe it should be innocent until proven guilty then, without all the facts?
I think every situation is different.
Innocent until proven guilty then?
I don't know, because every situation is different, isn't it? Like, I see people talking about the Billy Joe Saunders situation, like, blah, blah, blah. That was a difficult situation because it was something that wasn't banned by UCAD. And that's exactly what I mean. Every situation is unique, so...
And I think obviously with the doctor and loads of different things, it's difficult in this case, but we'll move on. Fury Chisora 3, what do you make of that fight?
Yeah, I think people taking it as that's the fight that we've got instead of Usyk or AJ, understandable. But if you zoom out a little bit, the reality of it is, and putting it into context, this is a tick over, because Usyk's not available in December until we can fight Usyk hopefully February, March or somewhere around that time. So when you put it into context, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Would you want to see him fight Wilder for a fourth time?
No, probably not, to be honest. I think there's other fights that I'd like to see. I think we've seen that enough times now.
Fair enough. And last of all, on AJ, potentially fighting White or Wilder next. I want to ask, or not next for Wilder, but if he was to fight Deontay, how would you see that one going?
Hard to say, because I don't know if Deontay Wilder now would be, not gun-shy, but a bit hesitant. If he hesitates, that may allow Joshua to get off first, and both guys carry the power to end the fight instantly. If he's brave, if he's confident, he's so fast from A to B, he could clip Joshua early, and anybody he hits clean is probably going to go.
Good to speak to you again, Ben. Look forward to seeing Mark and Pat in the future, and we'll catch up soon.
No problem, mate.